Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 1 in this series. Just a quick introduction. Throughout this series we'll be going through the manual of the Roland J6 in the form of mini tutorials. Each one will be no more than 2 minutes long. The advantage of this is you only need to watch the ones you need to, which should hopefully save you some time. Try and keep comments and questions on the introduction only, so that they're all in the same place for everyone to see. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 2 in this series. How to switch the unit on and off. On the back panel there's a switch to turn the unit on and off, like so. There is an onboard rechargeable battery. A full charge will last around 4.5 hours. To charge from empty to full takes approximately 3 hours, and it's rechargeable via the USB-C port on the back. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 3 in this series. Controls overview, jacks. You get the sync in and out to synchronize with external devices. You have the mix in, located here. Audio input goes in through there. Any connected devices will be output from the mix out, located here. The mix out audio output for connecting to external devices or headphones. You have the volume knob, located here. Adjust audio volume coming out of the mix out jack. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 4 in this series. Controls overview, common controls. You have the display, located here, showing values for effects and the patterns. You have the tempo and value knob, located here, which changes the value shown on the display. You have your shift button, which is to be used in conjunction with other controllers to add more functionality. The sound button, which switches the unit to sound selection mode. And the pattern button, which switches the unit to pattern selection mode. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 5 in this series. Controls overview, sequencer. The sequencer is located up here. You get the play button for starting and stopping playback, the record button located here to enter recording mode, and you get steps 1 through to 8. You can use these for holding down these to record chord data. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 6 in this series. Controls overview, filter and effects. You have the filter knob located here, which adjusts the filter cutoff frequency. If you're using it with the shift button, it adjusts the filter resonance. You have the envelope knob located here, which adjusts the envelope release. If you're using it with the shift button, it adjusts the envelope attack. You have your delay knob located here, which adjusts the delay volume. If you're using it with the shift button, it adjusts the delay time. You have the reverb knob located here, which adjusts the reverb volume. If you're using it with the shift button, it adjusts the reverb time. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 7 in this series. Controls overview, phrase functions. You have your style knob located here, which selects the phrase style. If you're using with the shift key located here, it will show the style and variation in the display. You have your variation knob located here. If you're using that with the shift key as well, it shows the style and variation in the display. You have your on or off button for the style control, which turns a phrase function on or off. You have your hold button located here. When this is on, and it will be lit up, the last buttons you press stay pressed even when it's released. You can turn it off to cancel anything you've pressed. And then you have your chord button located here. Switches between the keyboard between chord mode. You can use it with the shift key to switch between chord sets. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 8 in this series. Controls overview, the keyboard. The keyboard is located down here on the unit. You can use these buttons to play or input notes into the chord sequencer. You can also use it with the shift button to access other functions located underneath the white keys. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 9 in this series. Charge indicator light. The charge indicator light is located up here next to the sync in and out. When charging, if it's orange and lit up, that means charging is in progress. If it's green and lit up, it means charging is complete. If it's green and orange blinking, it means there has been a charging error. If you're not charging and it's lit up red, it means the battery is low. The unit will power down in less than 30 minutes if this is the case. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 10 in this series. How to switch between patterns. Press the pattern button located here to activate pattern mode, and then use one of the step buttons 1 to 8 to switch between a different pattern. Like so. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 11 in this series. How to switch between banks. Hold the pattern button down and then press steps 1 through to 8 to choose your next bank with number 2, and then release it and then choose your pattern within that bank. Like so. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 12 in this series. How to save a pattern. Hold shift and right on the keyboard, like so. Then use the tempo value knob to select what to save. You can choose to save the pattern itself, or you can move it along to save all patterns. Once you've decided what you want to save, you press enter here on the keyboard to execute, and it'll flash up that it's done. Any unsaved patterns will return to their last saved state when the unit is switched off. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 13 in this series. How to select sounds, switching between sounds. Press the sound button located here to enter sound select mode. From there you can press steps 1 through to 8 to select a different sound. Like so. Alternatively, you can use the tempo value knob to switch between sounds. Once you've finished, you can press the sound key to go back to the previous screen, or alternatively you can press the shift and exit key on the keyboard. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 14 in this series. How to select sounds, switching between banks. Hold down the sound button, and from there you can select a different bank for the sounds. We'll go for number 1. When you release the sound key, you can then pick another step 1 through to 8 to choose a sound within that bank. Or alternatively, you can use the tempo value knob to go through all banks and all sounds. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 15 in this series. How to use the sequencer. We found an empty bank and pattern. Press steps 1 through to 8 to select a step, so we'll start on step 1. You can see it changes here. From here you can input chords using the keyboard, like so, and then you choose the next step and put in another chord. Alternatively, you can turn the chord step off, and then you can input single notes. You can have up to 4 notes within a step. You can also have the style and variation knob on, and you can input different stuff with that on. Once you're finished, press the current step that you're on to stop editing, like so. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 16 in this series. How to delete the contents of a step. As you can see in this current pattern, we have data in steps 1 through to 4. So if you press any of those to edit, we'll start on step 1. As you can see here, we have a chord of C in this pattern. Press the chord that's lit up to delete it from that step. and you can do the same on any other step. If a chord or note is out of the octave range, you press the shift button and the octave up or down button until the note is completely lit up. If it's in a different octave, it will show up dimly. Alternatively, you can press shift and clear to delete all of the data saved on that step. And then once you're finished, you press the same step to exit. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 17 in this series. How to set the tempo. The tempo is always the default display, shown here. Turn the tempo value knob to adjust the tempo, like so. You can also hold down the shift button and you can fine tune it in decimal points, like so. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 18 in this series. How to switch between pages in the sequencer. Hold down the shift button and press down steps 1 through to 8 to change page. You can have up to 8 pages with 8 steps each, so you can have up to 64 total steps. So if you see here, it shows up 9 to 16 for number 2, so that's step 9 to 16. 4 shows up 25 to 32. 5 is 33 to 40. 6 is 41 to 48. 7 is 49 to 56. And 8 is 57 to 64. If you select a page that's past the last step in that pattern, the last step of that page automatically becomes the last step. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 19 in this series. How to set the playback range. Hold down the shift button and press last on the keyboard. From here it will show you you can use the tempo value knob to go from steps 1 through to 64 to set the last step of your pattern, like so. So if you're using steps 1 through to 2, you want to use down to number 16, or anywhere else you've chosen where your pattern finishes. Once you've finished and chosen your last step, you press the exit button. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 20 in this series. How to input consecutive ties long notes. Select a step that contains a note. We've got a note in step number 1 located here. If you press the hold button, this inputs a tie into the next step. So if you press the hold button, that tie will go along into step 2. It's I don't know if you can see, it's lit up dimly now. This can be done multiple times. So if you press it again, that note from step 1 will tie over into step number 3, and that's now lit up dimly as well. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 21 in this series. How to copy a step. While a step is selected, so press the step you want to copy. Hold down shift and press menu, located here. Copy is the first one that comes up, but if you want to need to change it, use the tempo and value knob. Press enter on the keyboard to copy that step. So now that step has been copied. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 22 in this series. How to paste a copied step. Once a step has been copied, as you can see in video 21, select the step to paste to. So we've already copied a step, so we're going to paste it to number 2. Hold down shift and press the menu button, located here. Then use the tempo value knob to go to PSTE, which is paste, which is the second one. And then press enter on the keyboard to copy that already copied step to the step you've selected. And there we're done. And then press the exit button to exit. And then press the step button again to stop editing steps. Welcome to How To Music Tech. This is part 23 in this series. How to insert an empty step. While a step is selected, so we'll select number 2, hold down Shift and press the menu button, like so. Then use the tempo value knob to go through to INSR for insert, which is there. Press enter to insert an empty step. Once you've done that, all subsequent steps will be moved one further on. So what was in number 2 will now become number 3, what was in 3 will now become 4, and what was in 4 will now become into number 5. When you're finished, press the exit button and then press the flashing step button to stop editing the step. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 24 in this series. How to copy all steps to double the length. While a step is selected, so we'll select number 1, press down Shift and the menu button, use the tempo value knob to go to DUPL, and then press enter to make all steps double the length. When you're finished, press the exit button and then press the flashing step to stop editing steps. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 25 in this series. How to change the step length. If you press and hold the pattern button and use the tempo value knob, you can change the step length. It sets the number of beats, the step length in one measure of the pattern. If you have 1-4, you have 16th notes. 1-3 is 8th note triplets. 1-2 is 8th notes, and then you've got 1 through to 8, which sets the number of beats per quarter note. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 26 in this series. How to start playback from a specific step. We've just stopped the playback on step number 2. If you want to restart playback from step number 2, you press and hold the Shift key and then press play again, and it will play from step number 2 instead of starting back from the beginning. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 27 in this series. How to record in real time. If you press the record button, the record button lights up and the play button blinks. If you press play, you'll start real-time input recording. From there you can press the keyboard notes. You can input chords or single notes. To exit real-time input, press the play button again. Then you can play back. You can also record during playback by pressing the record button again. And then stop recording again whilst playing back by pressing the record button again. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 28 in this series. How to use chord mode, basic operations. If you press the chord button, any notes you hit on the keyboard will sound as a chord instead of a single note, like so. If you turn it off, you'll just get single notes. You can also have the variation knob and style turned on, and you'll get different styles and variations on those chords. Turn it off again just to get plain chords. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 29 in this series. How to select the chord set list. After you press and hold the Shift button and then the chord button, you'll get this menu come up here on the display. You can use the tempo value knob to select the chord set. There are 100 to choose from, with many different styles and genres. We'll just pick a different one. When you finish, press the chord button again, and now we'll have chosen a different chord set. We can go through and do it again, and press the chord button to exit. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 30 in this series. How to change the keyboard transposition. Currently we have a root note of C. If you press and hold the shift button and the key on the keyboard, you can use the tempo value knob to go through up to 12 semitones different, lower or higher. Press exit when you're finished, like so. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 31 in this series. How to change the style variation settings. Arpeggios and phrases play according to the selected style and variation settings. To turn this on, you press the on button located here next to the style and variation knobs. Then once you've selected, you turn the style knob to change the style, and then you can turn the variation knob to select a variation on that style. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 32 in this series. Things to know with the style variation mode. Phrases that are selected when the style on button is lit are stored for patterns as well as for each step in step edit. When all steps in a pattern are set to style off, the phrase selected for the pattern is applied to all steps. For steps set to style on, the phrases selected for the steps are given priority, and these phrases continue to be used even if the following steps are set to style off. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 33 in this series. Style and variation phrase list. Using the style and variation knobs, you get up to 9 different styles using the style knob. Styles 1 to 2 are arpeggio based, styles 3, 4 and 5 are beat based, and 6, 7, 8 and 9 are phrase based. Throughout those different styles, you get up to 12 different variations on those styles. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 34 in this series. Keyboard shortcut functions. Along the keyboard, you get different functions that you can use. If you hold the shift key and press exit, you can exit from any menu. If you hold the shift key and press the enter button, this confirms any edits. If you hold the shift key and press the shuffle button, it configures the shuffle settings. If you hold shift and last, you can set the last step of a pattern. If you hold shift and clear, it clears a selected step of data. If you have shift and key, it edits the keyboard transposition. You use the tempo and value knob to change the value. If you have shift and menu, you can enter the menu for the unit. If you press shift and right, it saves a pattern. You press enter to execute or exit to cancel, and then you press the shift and the octave up and down button to change the octave of the keyboard. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 35 in this series. How to set the pattern volume from the menu. If you press and hold the shift button and press the menu, use the tempo value knob to find this display here, which is for volume. Press enter to adjust the value. You can set it for this current pattern. It can be set anywhere from 0 to 127, like so. When you're finished, press the exit button to go back to the menu, and then press the exit button again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 36 in this series. How to transpose the sounds from the sound generator. If you press and hold the shift button and the menu button to enter the menu, use the tempo value knob until you get to this display here for transpose. Press enter, and from here you can use the tempo and value knob to set the range from -12 semitones to +12 semitones. When you're finished, press the exit button to go back to the menu, and then press the exit button again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 37 in this series. How to sync the delay time to the tempo. Press and hold the shift button and press the menu. Use the tempo value knob until you find this display here. press enter, and from here you can set use the tempo value knob to set the setting from on or off. When you're finished, press the exit key to go back to the menu screen, and then press the exit again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 38 in this series. How to set the number of beats per measure from the menu. Press the shift button and then the menu. Use the tempo value knob to find beat, which is this one here. Press enter to go into that, and from there you can use the tempo value knob to set the setting you want. 1 to 4 is for 16th notes, 1 to 3 is for 8th note triplets, 1 to 2 is for 8th notes, and then you can choose 1 to 8 for the number of beats per quarter note. When you've finished, press the exit button to go back to the menu, and then press the exit button again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 39 in this series. How to set the accent velocity. Press and hold the shift button, press the menu button, use the tempo and value knob till you get to this display here. Press enter so you can adjust the value. It can be set from anywhere between 0 and 127. When you're finished, press the exit button to go to back to the menu, and then press the exit button again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 40 in this series. How to set the timing for changing a pattern. Press and hold the shift button and the menu button. Use the tempo and value knob until you reach this display. Press enter so you can adjust the value. You can set it to step to change at the end of a step, or you can select numbers 1 through to 8 so it changes after a certain number of beats. When you're finished, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and then press the exit button again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 41 in this series. How to set the number of sync clocks per beat. Press and hold the shift key and the menu button. Use the tempo and value knob until you reach this display here. Press enter so you can adjust, and then you can set the tempo value for 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12 or 24. Once you're finished, press the exit key to go back to the menu screen, and then press the exit button again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 42 in this series. How to select the MIDI transmit receive channel. Press and hold the shift button and press the menu key. Use the tempo value knob until you get to this screen here. Press enter so you can adjust the value, and you can set this anywhere between 1 and 16, like so. When you're done, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and then press the exit key again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 43 in this series. How to set the MIDI sync signal used. Press and hold the shift key and then the menu key to enter the menu. Use the tempo value knob until you reach this screen here, and then press enter. From here you can set it to auto, so inputted clocks are accepted. You can put it to INT, which operates according to the internal clock. This one here, only MIDI input is accepted, or USB, so only USB MIDI input is accepted. Once you've made your choice, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and then press the exit key again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 44 in this series. How to set if MIDI in messages are output through MIDI out. Press and hold the shift button and then the menu key. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this screen here. Press enter so you can adjust it. Then you can set this from on or off. Once you've made your choice, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and then press the exit key again to go back to the previous screens. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 45 in this series. How to set if program change messages are transmitted. Press and hold the Shift key and the menu button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you reach this screen here. Press enter so you can adjust it, and then you can change this setting between on or off, like so. Once you've finished, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and then press the exit key again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 46 in this series. How to set if a pattern changes when program messages received. Press and hold the Shift key and then the menu button to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this screen here. Press enter so you can adjust it, and then you can use the tempo value knob to set this setting between off or on. Once you've finished, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and press the exit key again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 47 in this series. How to set the MIDI channel for transmitting program change messages. Press the Shift button and then the menu button. Use the tempo and value knob to select this. Press enter so you can change it, and then you can set this anywhere between 1 and 16 using the tempo and value knob. Once you've made your selection, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and then press the exit key again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 48 in this series. How to set the keyboard velocity. Press and hold the Shift button and press the menu key. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this screen here. Press the enter button. From there you can set the velocity using the tempo value knob between 1 and 127, like so. When you've made your selection, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and then press the exit key again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 49 in this series. How to set the master tuning. Press and hold the Shift button and then press the menu key. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this display. Press enter so you can adjust it. It can be set between 433 Hz up to 448 Hz. The default setting is set at 440 Hz. Once you've made your selection, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and then press the exit key again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 50 in this series. How to set the USB output volume. Press and hold the Shift key and then the menu button. Use the tempo and value knob until you reach this display here. Press enter so you can change it. It can be set anywhere from off, so that it uses the volume knob instead, or you can set it yourself anywhere between 1 and 127. Once you've made your selection, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and then press the exit key again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 51 in this series. How to set the error link setting. Press and hold the Shift key and then press the menu to enter the menu. Use the tempo and value knob until you get to this screen here. Press enter. From there you can use the tempo value knob to change the setting between on and off. Once you've finished and chosen your setting, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and then press the exit key again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 52 in this series. How to add a pre-count in for recording. Press and hold the Shift key and then the menu button. Use the tempo value knob until you get to this screen here. Press enter. From there you can set this from off, or you can have it on 2, 3 or 4 beats. Once you've made your selection, press the exit key to go back to the menu, and then press the exit key again to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 53 in this series. How to save the current pattern to another location. Press and hold the Shift key and then press the menu button. Use the tempo value knob until you get to this screen here. Press enter. Then use the tempo value knob to select your destination. So we'll just pick this one. And then you press enter to save to that location using this one, or if you want to cancel it, press the exit key. If you copy it, it will flash up that it's done. When you're finished, press the exit button to go back to the previous screen. Welcome to How to Music Tech. This is part 54 in this series. How to perform a factory reset. Press and hold the hold button located here and then switch the unit on. The chord light should be blinking here. If you want to reset, press the chord button, or if you want to cancel it, switch the unit off now. We're going to go through and reset it, so we press the chord button to execute the reset. When all buttons are blinking, switch the unit off and then turn it on again. So we'll switch the unit off. And then when you turn it on again, it should be reset back to its factory settings. Just like so. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found the answer to what you're looking for. If you did, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe for more videos on this unit and others to come.